Hey guys, today we're gonna take a look at the number 10 best Lego Ninjago episodes. That's gonna be pretty honest. It's my own personal opinion, and I hope you have it fine with that. So let's just get right into it. Number 10, episode 7, TikTok. I love this episode. Zane is my favorite character, and this episode was just so fantastic. We get a really good backstory to Lord Garmadon and a really fantastic backstory and a really fantastic twist to Zane and a really sad scene when Zane's dad died. I just love this episode so much. It was so sad to see Zane finding out he was a robot and Zane's dad die and see he how he was because he never actually knew his orange. So this episode was just so fantastic. But there are some episodes I better like, but this is definitely number 10 and maybe a little bit higher. I don't know. Not there was nothing bad about the episode, but I don't like it as much as some other episode. But this episode was definitely fantastic, and I can see it a millionth time again. So yes. Number 9, episode 64, way back. I really like this episode. It has a really great scene. I was not a so big fan of this season. I really not was, but I will make a video about that. But this scene was just so amazing. I just almost crying this scene. I just love it, and I like the relationship Jay and Nia has. So I like that in this season. I just think this was so sad and really good. Just this scene, and I just think this scene make up. I don't remember so much rest of the episode, but this scene was just so powerful and so big. See a ninja almost die. We have seen Zane almost die in another, but this was really touching and really fantastic. And when Jay wish is just was so fantastic to hear him say, "I wish you had taken my hand and no one ever found the teapot in the first place." That was so awesome to hear. I love that, and I just think that was the perfect wish. In that moment, I have also think, what is the perfect wish? So that was the perfect wish. So let's go to the next. Number 8, episode 52, Grave Danger. I love this episode. I don't know why. I just like to see the characters in the future when we look at the crystal and we just in the future. That's just awesome to see. I love that. Um. They also a great episode. I love Murrow. I don't know why. I just think he's my favorite villain. I will get to that later in the later videos. But I just like the episode C, the ninjas try to come against some puzzles, just try to make some puzzles. And Pixel are in this episode very fast, and I love Pixel. Pixel is one of my favorite characters. So I just love this episode. I don't know why. I just a really fantastic episode for me. And yeah, nothing so much more special about it. But reason why I really love this episode and why it's so high is because of receiving interest in the future and seeing Nia and Jay together. So that's the biggest part of this episode. Number 7, episode 40L, the Temple of Haunted Hill. I cannot say the name, but this episode is so great. It was really spooky first time I saw it. It was really big. It's really kick this series. I think this series have some really a lot of really great episodes. All of the episodes in this series are fantastic, but this is not the best, but one of the best. Not my favorite. It's my little brother's favorite of all, but it's not my favorite. But it's really great to see a new character, Ghostman Master. I don't know what's called, but he's very awesome, and I love seeing Cole be to a ghost. That was so spooky and so good and so sad. In the same time, it was so fantastic to see. I really get shocked about that. I have never imagined Cole to be a ghost. It was actually awesome to see. I don't know. It was pretty awesome to see a character changing. Um, and I love Cole. Cole is not my favorite ninja. I don't know. Yes, he's a fine ninja, but it's really awesome to see him with being to a ghost. That's make me love him even more. And it was just a very good episode. Even the music in the end was very sad and very spooky. And I love when the music changing in the end. Normal is just that normal intro song, but this is changed. But let's go to the next one. Number 6, episode 54, The Crossroads, something like that. I love this episode. It have 3 really sad moments. It's one of the saddest episodes. We have 3 genius sad moments. I have Nias thinking back to and we have Lloyd meeting his dad again. That's so awesome. But the saddest scene in this episode is definitely Morrow dying, and I could not take that. It was so sad. I didn't cry, but it was really sad. I just love Morrow, and he was so awesome. It's my favorite villain. I have already said that, but he's just so awesome. And when he say that line, you can only save them that want to be saved. He was one of my favorite characters. The Brown Ninja is still my favorite character, but he's still just so awesome, and I just love him. And this episode just showed so great. So I love this episode so much. Number 5. Episode 42, The Day of the Dragon. This episode was also really awesome. I like the people with being transformed to snake. That was awesome to see. I really love Master Chin's form. Other than that, I don't know. I really don't know. I just really like that scene when Sky and the Master Chin fighting and Skylar. It's really fast, but I like it. And I like the whole idea with Kai have it a little bit hard with Skylar being a snake. I like that. You can see it when take my hand, and he's thinking a little bit. But it's awesome. Number 4, episode 35, The Invitation. I love this episode. I really does. It was so fantastic when it finally come out. I get a shock when Zane died, and I couldn't wait for a new season that could explain it or bring Zane back, because we saw in the end Zane is alive, something like that. We saw Zane make his new body, something like that. And this season just did so well. I remember the trailer to it, and it was so good. And this episode was the best out of the season. I don't know why. I just really love this episode. It was really fantastic. Really great to see the ninja what they will do without saying, especially Jay. I will love Jay get new. I don't know what it was, especially I don't know name. And I like when we are in this sushi's place and fighting and all that stuff. I love that, and that joke when don't make him grumpy, hungry, something like that. I can I can don't remember the joke, but that was a very funny joke right there. And that's all I have to say about the episode. This was really number 3, episode 37, Sticks and Stone. I love this episode like all the others. I just say that with every episode. I love this episode. I keep saying it. I love Willie Roland. This is the first time we see Roland, and he was so awesome character. I really love him, and was it not? And I like that little compass station in it, and yes, I just like how it's talk and how you just gotta get their weapons, so they try to get it at him and not work. I love all that. I love the scene. I don't know why it's so high on the list. I just really enjoying this little thing they have. And also in Danish, I cannot say it on English. We just have the funniest joke. I ever have heard in Ninjago, but I'm not saying this episode in English, so I don't know if that's joke are in English. But in Danish, this was a really funny joke, and just keep laughing up and see the episode again and again just to hear that joke. I don't know you know it, but it's a really funny joke, and let's just go to the next. Number 2. This episode, I don't remember the name. This episode was incredible. Really, it was so awesome to see the first time. It was almost mind blowing. I loved this episode. It was so awesome to see. It was funny. You have some good jokes. I love when the brown ninja take the helmet on and every stone warrior is just stop doing things because yes, I don't know. I cannot tell a joke perfectly, so I'm not gonna tell a joke. But the fighting scene is so perfect and everything is so perfect and Lloyd is so awesome. He's just smacking the beast. He's just so fantastic and it's just fantastic. Is I cannot say it. So how fantastic! You have to see it yourself. This was so awesome to see. Everybody just was evil and we overlord. And I cannot tell. I'm just looking through Charles, but this was definitely a fantastic episode. I cannot tell it right, but you have to see it yourself. But I cannot see the episode's name. I'm really sorry, but I just love that episode. Nothing more to tell. It's a fantastic episode. And my number one pick is, and this is my favorite episode. I don't know remember the name, but this was the most touching scene I have seen in Lego Ninjago. This scene was so sad. I couldn't. When I saw it for I don't know how much. It was more than a year back. I cannot remember. I saw it first time when it come out in TV. I cry a little bit, and I mean it. I cry a little bit. Zane was my favorite ninja, and I couldn't take it. I don't want to say goodbye to Zane when, and I still don't want. This was so sad, and when I see it now, I'm still get very touched. I just seen it, I still get very. It was so sad, and I really get touched when Pixel say no. I really get touched by that, and when Saints think back to all that he's done, and when that hard thing come and say beep beep, I really think that's touching every time that's shown, and I just think it's so touching, and I think it could have been perfect. I don't know if they have stopped here and just not make any episode after this. I don't know. I just think it would have been so sad, and I would have remember Ninjago forever because of that. I don't know. I'm just like that. It could have been so awesome if, and I will have been sad. And if it had stopped here, Ninjago will probably be my favorite show of all time. Because it will be so sad. When lucky enough, Saints come back, and that's I not get sad now because I know Saints not die. But back when I just get so mad because I I think Saint was dead, and that makes me really sad. I don't want the series to stop. I just think it could have been um special if it's just stopped then. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you again next time, guys. Bye.